Hey guys, Dr. Kahu here and welcome back to my channel. Now today I'm going to be doing a long awaited what if, and that is what if Naruto acquired the 7 deadly sins powers, part 6. Now as usual guys, if you guys can please like and subscribe, leave your comments down below, leave the bell notification on so you guys can be the first to get my new content, and follow me on Instagram and on my live stream so you guys can always get my new updates and just relatively keep in touch while I'm on live stream, because I'm going to be doing that every day now. So I hope you guys understand. And I'd like to thank you guys all for your patience. You know, COVID-19 sucks and all the situation being home, but yeah. So I hope you guys understand that. I'm trying my best, and from now on I'll do my best to get it out, okay guys? So thank you guys for all your support. Alright, and I'm hoping you all take care of yourselves, your lives, and your family, okay guys? But yeah, without further ado guys, let's get into this long awaited what if, and that is what if Naruto acquired the 7 deadly sins powers, part 6. So let's begin. Quickly jumping back into this what if, when we last left off, the third Hokage pretty much had a vision upon the absolute worst of the worst happening if Naruto uses chaos magic early. So the third Hokage, before Naruto and his team arrived back at the Hidden Leaf, he made plans with Tsunade, Jiraiya and Kakashi, the bearers of Ocean, Tornado and Flash graces, okay guys? So the third Hokage, he has pretty much the ability to see the future, okay? So Naruto and them entered the village. The third Hokage with Jiraiya had entered the puddle and entered the Hokage's office. And from there, our story will begin. So all the niceties and all the stuff has played out as they should be upon all the information given. So Sakura thanks Naruto for, you know, help giving him the chance to enjoy the flights and all. So all of that stuff relatively goes down the same. Only difference is the third Hokage would like to speak to Naruto alone. So when Kakashi stays of course, but Sasuke and Sakura leave, Naruto stays, doesn't need to be long because I want to go and visit Hinata. And Kakashi smiles at Naruto and goes, hopefully this won't take too long, Naruto. Naruto, if you please, can you summon Sacred Treasure Eldon or Merlin, please? Naruto goes, oh, hey Merlin. Merlin comes out of Naruto at a Sacred Treasure and goes, yes Naruto. And he goes, I'm unsure if Kakashi and the Hidden Leaf Shinobi want you, or the graces of the Archangels want you. I'm unsure, but I think they want to talk to you. And when Merlin comes out, the third Hokage places a seal on the ground immediately without Merlin realizing it. And as the seal hits the ground, a giant, a hand comes up and grabs Merlin's sacred treasure and seals it. Now what happens is put into a time seal, locked just in place so the third Hokage can speak to Naruto alone. Now when the third Hokage does this, he grabs Naruto and he does a reverse summon, and Naruto and the third Hokage get teleported on top of the Hokage monument to where the third Hokage explains everything he saw and what he believes he thinks he understands the cause of everything, the wrongdoing, and the fact that you need to separate yourself from Merlin. Naruto's going, why? What do you mean? She's the only one that's been there. She's been helping me with this and that and this and that. And the third Hokage's like, I understand Naruto, she's been there for you. I realize as Hokage I failed you, Naruto. I absolutely did. And that's what actually led you into relying on Merlin's help. And Jiraiya and everyone else, but mostly her. Naruto goes, well then get it out with the old man. What's the problem with Merlin? Explain everything. And then the third Hokage goes, very well Naruto. The third Hokage sits down and tells Naruto that Merlin is the cause of everything. The Holy War, everything to do with the imbalance of their world and the imbalance of this world. And Naruto's like, what do you mean? And he goes, why did you do that to Merlin anyway? And the third Hokage explains to Naruto that Merlin needs to be removed at this present time away from you so he can have this talk with you. Naruto goes, okay then that's fine, I'll hear you out. The third Hokage explains to Naruto, technically you do not need Merlin or her wisdom. You actually have all 7 deadly sins powers within you. Even Merlin's powers are within you, to which Merlin is actually using Naruto. Naruto looks at the third Hokage and goes, what? And he goes, have you summoned your sacred treasure yet, Naruto? And he goes, what do you mean? I can summon multiple ones. He goes, I want to be specific. Have you summoned your sacred treasure Eldon yet? Naruto goes, no. And he goes, summon it for me. I would like you to say the old enchantments to get the power out here. I need to understand what Merlin did to you to allow for her to access that power and allow for the situation that I saw go so astray. Humor me, Naruto. Naruto's looking at the third Hokage, goes, well, you're the third Hokage, I'll give it a go, I guess, and you're once holder of the Flash, so let's give it a go. He goes, born son of gluttony, Merlin. Naruto says that, and the sacred treasure Eldan appears on his hands, and the third Hokage looks down, and he sees that the sacred treasure that Merlin, the spirit Merlin has, is still in its place, being frozen in time. And third Hokage smiles, and tells Naruto, and Naruto goes, what does this prove? And then the third Hokage goes, all your chaos magic, Naruto, you can only use through your sacred treasure. You understand, Naruto? Do not, I repeat, do not allow Merlin to use your sacred treasure ever, Naruto. Do not use your chaos energy to summon the pig. Naruto's like, a pig? He goes, what are you telling me, this old man? And the third Hokage he goes, I'm sick of this, how do I explain? And Kakashi goes, I have an easier way. He places his hand on the third Hokage's head and Naruto's head and shows Naruto the memories of the third Hokage. Naruto flies to the third Hokage, but unfortunately for Kakashi, he was untested upon how to do this magic properly. And Naruto got to see all the bad of Naruto's life. All of his parents, his mother, his dad, the Hokage, how the third Hokage didn't like Naruto because the Nine-Tails killed his wife, and all that stuff. And Naruto got to see the intensity of the third Hokage right through his lifestyle, even up to the vision. And when Naruto sees the vision, sees him becoming the Chaos Destroyer of all worlds, and him not only killing the Supreme Deity and the Demon King, but him being the only entity in the universe, Naruto realizes that he doesn't want that future to happen. And if that means he has to sever ties with Merlin, he has to. And so the third Hokage tells Naruto to keep this under wraps right now, Naruto. Merlin doesn't know that I've actually put a time vortex on her. That was only because I had a lot of help from Kakashi, Tsunade, and Jiraiya. Naruto goes, well, you're looking good, old man. And he thanks the Hokage for his advice, but the third Hokage explains to Naruto, you need to get your emotions in check, boy. If you do not control the 7 deadly sins powers properly, you'll be so easily manipulated by one or the other. Now, one thing my vision did show me, and I'm actually afraid of it, is what would happen if he comes. And Naruto goes, he? And he goes, the third Hokage goes, the Demon King also doesn't just have the 10 commandments. He has one powerful demon that was broken into 2, but I fear the Demon King has put the power back together and given it to another entity. All I can see of this entity's name is Jigen. That's all I have on him right now, Naruto. Naruto's just amazed. All of this just gone down. And he takes this all in. He saw how powerful he can get when he allows his anger to fluctuate. And then Naruto realizes Hinata died. And he goes, I just can't stand here, old man. I need to go see her. And the third Hokage smiles and tells Naruto, watch out for the barrier because it's hard and wind. So pretty much you fly through, you're dead. Naruto goes, I understand. He uses his ability and he locates Hinata and flies down to her. But this time, this Naruto don't make a dumb mistake as the previous Naruto that happened before the dream. Okay, Naruto goes to Hinata, and because he slightly has more control over his Meliodas and all his powers, he doesn't grab Hinata the same way. Instead, he oddly grabs Hinata's hand, which makes her mega blush, and he begins to fly with her, giving the same excitement he gave Sakura. But this makes Hinata so excited, so happy to the point where she begins to cry. Naruto's shocked, like, why are you crying, Hinata? And Hinata goes, I don't know, Naruto, I really don't know. It's just, this is the greatest feeling I've ever had in my life. And as she opens her eyes and looks at Naruto, Hinata's angel eyes appear. But on both her eyes, not just one, both her eyes. And Naruto smiles. And Naruto goes, oh well, I understand who I am now, and technically I understand who you are. And so, I'll give you this. Dragon Son of Wrath, Meliodas. Naruto instantly explodes. The Meliodas' demon power comes over, the assault mode power comes over Naruto. But not in an evil way. Naruto is adhering to the Meliodas part in him. And as Naruto is in this demon mode with his demon wings out, everyone's looking up and Hinata's wings are out too. They're looking like Kakashi and them are like, already? Hinata has awoken her power truly? And Merlin finally got released out of the third Hokage, but she doesn't know. She's like, what just happened? And she looks up and she realizes Elizabeth's powers, Meliodas' powers, like she's kind of confused, okay? But she understands that being in this new world and the chaos magic thriving through Naruto, the power of Elizabeth awoken much more earlier and much more quicker. Fully. Now Hinata has all of Elizabeth's memories, and when Naruto indulges Meliodas' powers, he has all of Meliodas' powers. And that's what Naruto needs to do. He needs to indulge. He realizes after he indulged Meliodas, he was so much better with his wrath. The demon part of him accepted it, you know? It even connected to the evil that's within him. But unfortunately for Naruto and everyone else, no one realized what Merlin actually did to the Ninetales. Okay? No one does. Not yet anyway. But what happens, the power of Meliodas becomes more accepting than the fact that Naruto allows to indulge Meliodas' emotion, and his main emotion is to love Hinata, well, Elizabeth, and Naruto has his own attractions to Hinata. So this doubly works out, and because Elizabeth understands Meliodas, when Naruto starts to grope her, it's just normal. And she begins to hug Naruto and love him, you know? And she tells Naruto, truly, you may not be Meliodas and I may not be Elizabeth, but I love you with all my heart. Naruto smiles and he says the same thing, even in his demon form. And Hinata slash Elizabeth feels that true emotion, and that's the emotion she truly fell in love with. So when she kissed Naruto, Naruto's power didn't dissipate into a blinding light, but what it did was it manifested Naruto's perfect demon form, his perfect assault form, and Naruto had full control with no wrath, no anger, nothing. Naruto looks at himself and goes, he's shocked at his full power. Naruto flexes a little bit and he starts to slowly but surely resemble his demon form, his true Demon King form. And as Naruto looks at himself, he's like, incredible. And Naruto smiles, I'm the best. Hinata slaps Naruto and goes, no, Naruto, you're just understanding what you need to do with your power. Naruto smiles, and then what happens, he powers down and he goes, okay, what do I do? Now he needs to try to figure all his powers out, okay? But then he realizes, do I have to find Diane? Do I have to find another Merlin? Do I have to find, an Elaine? You know? Because of all this sense of infatuation or affinity to all these other people. And it does come into play. So as the days pass where the Demon King was meant to come in and, destroy the world and all that stuff, that day has passed and Naruto them have pretty much settled into the village. Naruto understands what he needs to do. He already told Merlin that he needs to figure out his powers on his own. He uses his own sacred treasure, Uldan, that shocks Merlin, and Naruto begins to manifest his magic properly. Not using chaos energy, using proper magic laced with chakra, and vice versa. And Naruto becomes very powerful. But not only that, Naruto feels something while he's in this world. Manifesting his power, using his energy, he starts to feel something brewing all around the world. And so as we quickly leave the Hidden Leaf and fly over to the rest of the world, none of the world is the same as in normal Naruto. To be honest, the world is actually in a constant state of battling, fighting demons. Okay, and not only that, because Merlin released magic out into the world in a different way, magic, just like how Sage Energy Chakra flows out of the world, so does magic, and it's everywhere. And so this set in motion a lot of things, especially the Raikage, especially him. His lightning chakra is more similar to Gil Thunder and his own. He's actually relative to Sasuke in speed, if I was to give you that, because Sasuke has Gil Thunder's abilities as well. And so the Raikage will be using magic and lightning abilities as well to amplify and enhance his power. So the Hidden Cloud is quite capable. And not only that, the rest of the world starts to go through this as well. Like the Hidden Stone barrier up their entire village. Like, to be honest, unfortunately, all the land's feudal lords get killed. All the feudal lords get killed. And so this causes like a big stir and uprising, especially with the Akatsuki as well, because Pain's own notion is to try to bring order and peace, but seeing all these demons are making things way worse, and he knows this. And not only that, the Akatsuki is, unfortunately for Nagato, things have really changed for him in his own perception. Even Itachi, he's slowly but surely changing as well. And this pulls a pulls a massive rug underneath Obito's feet anyway, but not right now, very soon, okay? And so the world is going through such turmoil. Demons are everywhere, grey, red demons, everywhere. All these weird yellow little worm ones that just, the notion of demons and is normal to the world now, okay? But other things start to happen as well. In the lands of eddies, a giant forest grew out of nowhere. plagued by a big ass mist. So the land of Eri is protected by a gigantic mist, but in that land, it's something that's called in Naruto. Okay, that's the thing, and that's in the land of Eris, where Naruto's clan come from, the Uzumaki clan. And so a lot of that's happening. Even in the land of stone, something is actually throwing the ones that do Earth style, off, because things are changing. It makes no difference. No one can make sense of what's happening. And as the days have gone by, the world has just come to terms that they're fighting these gigantic creatures. And slowly but surely they're doing well. Not all villages, but yeah. But all I'm going to state is the majority of the human populace that are not really chakra magic users are pretty much submitted down into the world of the demons, I guess. And so this is what also prompted the Supreme Deity to allow the merger of more lower angels within human bodies, lower goddess clan members. So when I mean lower, like way lower than Elizabeth and the archangels, like just normal standard people that can use little arcs and all that stuff. But it's just the benefit and give the people more time to grow in strength to help out. Because the Supreme Deity's on Naruto's side. She don't give a shit about the Demon King A. She wants to make sure that she don't make the same mistake twice. And if she can help her daughter this time, she's going to. So the Supreme Deity does all she can. She actually empowers the Hidden Leaf. And she actually empowers all the other 5 main villages. So they can fight the demons on their level. And so this is what's going on around the world. Now, not to mention the Akatsuki, okay? And this is where a lot is going to change. Obito, finding out that Deidara is dead and Sasori holds one of the commandments. What happens? This puts a big thing in Obito's Zeldris mind. Because Zeldris remembers what happened in the past. He remembers when he took all the Demon King's powers. He remembers Meliodas took all the Demon King's powers. He remembers all this ins and outs. And the fact that he lost his loved one. And no matter what, he still lost everything. So Zeldris is bitter. He keeps her from his father. And speaking of his father, the Demon King approaches Zeldris and tells him, your brother has fully manifested his powers within the boy. You need to do what you can, because if you cannot stop this boy, he'll become too powerful for even you to handle. Zeldris, you do not want me to take your place, nor would you want my secondary agent to come in. He's accepted his power. And Zeldris is just acting loyal, okay, to his father. And so when the Demon King leaves, Obito has had enough. He knows what he's going to do. He knows that he and only him and Meliodas can take these commandments without going crazy like Estarossa. And because Estarossa is pain, is within pain, Nagato's body. So Nagato has Angel's physical body within him as well. So he's much different. His tendos and all that are just individuals, And Obito knows that Nagato himself is the only person in the Akatsuki that he's gonna find hard. So without telling Pain, Obito went to go kill the rest of the commandments. He didn't care. He killed them and he wiped them all out. All that's really left is Gallon of Truth or Kisame and Itachi, because unfortunately, and Zetsu of course, because unfortunately for the rest of them, they all get killed. He does not hold back. He realizes that he can't hold back, and he takes all the commandments but Pain's, Itachi's, and Kisame, okay? And when Pain does that, the power of Zeldris fully merges with Pain. Pain fully merges with Obito. Obito and Zeldris become one. Absolutely. Full power, everything. And what happens is Zeldris holds the commandments. He doesn't absorb them yet. He holds them. He doesn't want to give his father an easy vessel to take over. He's not stupid. And he knows that his father is working on a blind spot right now. Too busy divvying his energies everywhere. He can't see the commandments clearly. So Zeldris knows this. And so he killed all the commandments but 3 and himself, of course. And so as this goes down, this puts a lot of tension in the Akatsuki to the point where Itachi and Kisame leave the Akatsuki immediately. Obito questions Pain as he's still loyal to the plan of the world, and Pain understands the team was too weak and the power was being separated, so it's not good. And because Pain has Estarossa's power mixed with his own Renegon and Chakra, Pain's a boss. He's stupidly strong, okay? Zeldris will have to use all of these commandments to take on this Pain. Okay, he's not normal. He's got the Renegon, for Christ's sake. You all know, and the Uzumaki body, with Estarosa's body, and the commandment of benevolence. So Estarosa / Pain is the last obstacle Obito needs to take, but he tells Pain that he's going to take out the last two traitors, defectors, and he'll be back. Pain understands and he allows them to leave. Conan walks in and explains if he continues to do so, he will come after your power. Nagato understands that he's not stupid. He's not stupid at all. The part of him that's Estarosa is still in conflict with his angel demon self, you know? So this right now, Pain is right now at Zeldris' mercy for this present time. Despite him being powerful, Zeldris still has the magic of the Demon King. He can nullify all magic around him. And then all he's got is the Renegon abilities, but all Zeldris can use his abilities, his own demon abilities, to not only reflect all Obito's Pain's attack, but also take all his powers easy. So Pain also has to play the spy ear, and properly too. And so when Pain sends out the Akatsuki to go retrieve the rest of sends out the 6 paths of Pain out into the world to go grab the rest of the Akatsuki, that goes the same. They grab Akatsuki, the tail beast. That goes the same. Now Kisame realizes that there's no point of going back from what happened. So they go off and do their own thing together. Itachi and Kisame remove their Akatsuki cloaks and leave off. And then Itachi explains to Kisame, this is how I felt before. And Kisame's like, what do you mean? He goes, when Derieri and Monspeed left, they had a different feeling. As if demons are not just demons, they can live and, you know, what makes us any different? What makes living life different? Why do one persecute the other? They all need to live. It's just the perception of their leaders, then, eh? And Kisame is shocked at Itachi and he goes, I hate this world. I hate what they do. I hate the fact that there's a structure in place making us all continue this violence, this hatred. It doesn't work, Kisame. And then Itachi gets a crow, alerting to the crow that Obito has done what he's done and they need to get out of there. So Itachi and Kisame both bite their fingers and do a seal sign on their bodies, so they can't. Obito says Zeldris can't sense their commandment either, and so they disappear. And they head out to the abandoned Uchiha hideout. Okay, and at this time Obito has sent out his Black Zetsu to go find him as well. Black Zetsu, however, has a different, better way of fighting Itachi and them. But what happens is Itachi and Kisame make it to the old Uchiha hideout. And Sasuke and them are all back in the village, and Itachi goes, I think it's time. And he goes, time? And he goes, me and my brother need to swap our eyes. I need to force my brother into activating his Mangekyo. The moment he activates Kisame, I need you to come in. And he goes, oh? And he goes, I need you to help restrain Sasuke with me, or prevent Naruto and his team from interfering. Kisame goes, that's a bloody tall order, Itachi. A tall order indeed. Yeah, granted, I can fight the yellow. I can fight the Flash, but not as what you want. And that shocks. Itachi, but Itachi goes, all right. But now that we understand, are you ready? And Kisame goes, sweet. Itachi grabs one of his kunai and puts a mark on it, and he powers it up with some fire chakra and magic, and chucks it in the air. It turns into a mini firebird, but it wasn't meant to do anything else but transport this note. And because it's a bloody bolting firebird, it takes only a mere minutes to get from where they are to the hidden leaf. And as the firebird comes through the barrier, Monspeed Itachi understands that Tsunade, having the grace of Tornado, would use their ability to her advantage. So he planned it out. He used the fire and his dark magic around it to at least deflect the majority of the wind to allow the kunai to fall down and land right by Naruto and Sasuke. Now, when Naruto and Sasuke are there actually at Ichiraku talking, eating ramen, Sasuke's eaten by Sakura, and Naruto's eaten by Hinata, I mean. So they're all hanging out, catching up as friends. And then a kunai appears right by Sasuke and Naruto. And when they see that, Sasuke instantly understands that this is a kunai of an Uchiha. He sees the mark of an Uchiha. And Naruto goes, Sasuke, look, there's a markage on the other side. So Sasuke grabs the kunai and he goes, where? And Naruto goes, maybe you need to pump some of your lightning chakra to see it. Sasuke pumps a little bit of lightning chakra in, and a message gets written out in magic right in front of Sasuke and Naruto. Only for Sasuke and Naruto to see. Bear in mind, Hinata has Elizabeth's powers now. She's kind of broken right now, you know? Still that same innocent girl, but broken at the present time. And so when she sees this, she tells Naruto, "So what does this mean, Naruto?" And Sasuke looks right at Naruto and goes, "Naruto?" Naruto goes, "Alright, let's go talk to the Hokage." They all get up, and Ichiraku is about to bring out all their food, but Naruto, it's like, "No, I'm so sorry, but we have to go." Ichiraku smiles and goes, "Here, I'll put on a takeaway for you kids, eh?" Naruto, "Alright." So the food gets put in a takeaway, and they head back to the head and left the Hokage's office. Now, bear in mind, guys, because demons and all that stuff exist within Naruto, none of the storylines going to follow the same way, because the majority of the villagers are either getting attacked by demons or being killed by shinobi, you get what I mean? So the world's in a form of strife, okay? So this throws off the balance of the narrative of the original story, if you get what I mean, okay? So yeah, but as the world starts to not come to terms, but understands that these things are being taking place, like this prompts them to think better, think rational. Their leader's gone. Only the leaders here are the leaders of the hidden villages. So that's what it turns out to. The whole land of fire turns to the hidden leaf. And it does. The hidden leaf and the Hokage but not only become the feudal lord, but become the standing lord of the land of fire. Same as the land of cloud, the land of stone, land of wind, and the land of mist, or the land of whatever, the hidden mist village, you know, I don't know. But it's still the same concept. All of them become primaries to the lands that they occupy. And in turn, all the responsibility comes to them. Tsunade is no longer Princess Tsunade, she's feudal lord Hokage Tsunade. And this shocks Lady Tsunade. She hates it. But she has to deal with it. So yeah. But as back to Naruto and them. As Naruto and them appear to the Hokage's office, they give the message to which Tsunade reads it and says, "That's what got through my barrier." How smart. Using an explosive fire, a blacked out firebird. That was incredible. That was very smart. Itachi Uchiha. And as Naruto goes, "Well, what is it going to be, Lady Hokage?" Because she read the message too. And she goes, "If two Akatsuki members are defecting and coming here, there must be a reason, especially the two that attacked earlier." And Sasuke goes, "Is it alright then?" And Fire, she goes, "Absolutely not, Sasuke. You will not be taking no revenge. If anything, if you're going to do the mission, you do this mission to the letter, Sasuke." Sasuke goes, yes, Lady Hokage." And she goes, "Very well then. Since you guys are all ready, and the fact that Hinata has the power of Elizabeth at her hands, well, at her the whole time, I'm gonna make you guys into a special 4-man team with Kakashi as you're joining." And Kakashi goes, "Lady Tsunade," and he goes, "Kakashi, you understand your job?" And he goes, "Right." "Hinata, you will also play support for the team. Granted, Sakura's healing is off the charts. Your magic is beyond nearly all of them but Naruto's." And Hinata's like, "Thank you, Lady Hokage." And Sakura smiles, and they're about to go. They all walk through a puddle that Jiraiya made again, and they exit out to the hidden leaf. And as they stand at the gate, what's it called? Kakashi goes, "Well, we need to go." Kakashi activates his flash ability and begins to flies off. Hinata activates her wings and flies off as well. And then Naruto was gonna walk and go, "Hey Sakura, you need a hand?" Sasuke grabs Sakura, pulls her in, and goes, "She's gonna have fun with me this time, Naruto." Sasuke envelops lightning chakra into him, and he jumps in the air, and he pretty much turns him and Sakura into a moving lightning bolt jumping through the sky. And Naruto smiles. He's like, "Oh yeah, you cheeky bugger." Naruto smiles and just jumps in the air and begins to fly and boost it. He flies after them. And Sasuke's jumping backwards and forth over the clouds. It was shocking Sakura. Like, at first she was scared, being turned into like visible lightning. But when she sees that Sasuke actually is a master of lightning, and the fact that the lightning is actually helping them, she gets so excited. Sasuke is jumping across the air like lightning, and Naruto and Kakashi are flying at max speed with Hinata. And as they're all flying, Sasuke stops on top of the cloud and uses his lightning chakra and magic to actually pull the clouds underneath his feet so he can stand on the clouds. And Kakashi looks at Sasuke and goes, he's quite impressed because Sasuke just thought of that on the fly, you know? And as Sasuke does this, he tells Sakura, "Don't let go. My powers are electrifying the outside of your body to allow for you to conduct the cloud." If you let go of me, you fall right through the clouds, Sakura. Sakura's shocked and grabs Sasuke's hand. She goes, and she has a big blush. And Sasuke blushes as well. And then what happens is, but Sasuke realizes he has no time for that. He goes, Kakashi Sensei, can I? And he goes, we all saw the true message, Sasuke. Yes, this is why I'm here, to regulate. Your brother has plans for you. He has plans to activate your eyes to make you stronger. And we need to know why. Alright? And apparently this is a secret meeting. There was more to the layer of the message that Itachi gave us, Sasuke. You know that? And Sasuke looks down and he goes, And so they all land. And Kisame walks out and goes, Well, didn't expect you guys to be here so quickly. Itachi only sent that kunai only what? How long, Itachi? Itachi says nothing, and Kisame smiles and goes, Needless to say, I've had enough time to kill time. As you're not seen, I destroyed all the old buildings. Sasuke is looking at Kisame and he walks right past him. He doesn't care, not his focus. He walks past Kisame, focused on going to Itachi. And then as Naruto begins to walk, Kisame lifts the sword up in front of Naruto. And Naruto looks at Kisame. And then Naruto walks over to Kisame, and then Kisame goes, I hear you're the most deadliest person in all of the world, Naruto. And Naruto just looks at Kisame. Well, nothing at all. No happy, no respect. Naruto just smiles, and a wave of heat just hits everyone, even Kisame. And Kisame is shocked. The last time he remembers this wave of heat hitting him was when he challenged Isuno and lost. And as Naruto begins to grow and get muscly right in front of Kisame, or Galen, Kisame shuddered in his face, like fear hits Kisame. Reminiscing upon this giant titan god came and chopped him in half like it was nothing, like it was his job, you know? And as Naruto summons Amrita, Naruto realizes he needs to indulge the emotion properly for him to have control. And he goes, what is Isuno's true pride? And then when Naruto goes through his mind, it's Merlin. Naruto snaps his finger, goes, I've got it! And Naruto places his hand up and he just focuses fully on Rita and the love that Isuno has for Merlin, and uses that to fuel his pride. Not in an arrogant way, in the way that he needs to live, he needs to make sure. And as Naruto Isuno, stands right in front of Kisame, he stands over Kisame, and Kisame is shocked, and Naruto holds a gigantic axe, but he's fully in control. And bear in mind, this is near high noon. And so Kisame understands, like, he's in the wrong place. And then Kakashi smiles at Naruto and is like, shit, bang. And Naruto walks over to Kisame properly. And he goes, well, since Sasuke and Itachi have some time, maybe I have some time to kill. Kisame is so scared. He doesn't know what to do. And then what happens is Kakashi realizes Kisame has not taken an aggressive stance at all. Yes, he is consumed by fear, but at the same time, Kisame is just a welcoming party, nothing more. And so what happens is, without needing to be aggro or violent, Kakashi appears right in front of Naruto and looks right at him and places his hand on Naruto's arm where Seiko X Arita is and goes, Naruto, it's alright. And looks right at Kisame. The commandment of truth is shitting himself. I can see it clearly. Samihara has left aside awe entirely. And Kisame is just shocked. And as Naruto powers down, and he looks at Kisame, he walks over, and Naruto clicks his fingers using the power of King, makes his close again, and he walks right into the building. And as Naruto walks into the building, Sasuke and Itachi have the meanest kunai battle. And they're blasting around. Naruto's like, whoa, this is cool. And Kisame is shocked. Like, he's like, are you going to kill me? And Kakashi goes, haven't thought about that. He goes, haven't really thought about that right now. I want to see how my students go. I heard you two Akatsuki members are defecting. And he goes, yes. Under the gaze of Itachi, I got to realize that all the other Akatsuki members, but me, Itachi, and Pain, have been killed. We were all alive after before Deidara died, but we've lost all our connection. And Itachi believes the masked man that saved us, Obito, or the guy in the back, he's the true leader. And Kisame shocked and goes, I've done terrible things. even indulge in the notion that yes, I have demons powers, so I can absorb souls, and they give me. Kakashi's like looking at Kisame, and it's like he powers up some grace of light in his hand, like to slap Kisame, but Hinata walks over and touches Kisame's shoulder, and put her energy through Kisame, you know, absolving him. And she goes, I can't keep the commandment within you, but I can keep the power of Galen within you. Kisame looks, and then what she does is she uses her ability and she forces the commandment out of Kisame. The commandment that Kisame had gets pulled straight away out of him, and he goes straight back to Zeldris and hits Zeldris like a brick. And then Zeldris hits the ground and says, "What the?" And he gets taken by surprise by this commandment, which activates and he absorbs it. So he has two commandments: the commandment of truth and the commandment of what was it called? Piety. That's what it is, commandment of piety. And he's like, he wasn't prepared to absorb that commandment, and so his mind is going out of whack. The Obito part in his mind now is starting to grasp at that power, and he takes the power of truth within himself. So Zeldris sees this and he goes, "You can't hold that power for long, vessel." And Obito goes, "I just need to hold it long enough then." And he goes, and then Obito goes, "You know how long you've been fighting me within my body? You don't fully have control, do you? I see my areas of my ways through your eyes, Zeldris, the son of the Demon King. The second favorite son, I guess. Or the third. Your time period is screwed." Zeldris in his mind powers up a Hellblaze and he goes, "What you gonna do with that? You're gonna lose your one and only perfect vessel to house that power you have." And he goes, "True." And then Zeldris within his mind pulls a sword out and goes, "Absolute darkness, abyss," and chucks Obito within the abyss. But Obito's fine. Understand this, Obito's mind within the mind. And so he chucks Obito's psyche in that darkness. But Obito laughs and goes, "Ha! I lived in darkness. I watched my best friend kill the love of my life. I watched my sensei die. I've done terrible things. You think this darkness is gonna do anything to me? Ha!" Obito laughs. Zeldris is taken aback, and he's still comprehending the fact that his body didn't anticipate Galen's truth. But back with the Kisame hits the ground, but still having Galen's powers, he can still doing critical over and all that. And it's like, "What did you do to me?" And he looks at Hinata. Kakashi goes, "Lady Hinata has released you of your commandment." He touched Kisame Hoshigaki. Now you have two things you either want to do. Surrender to me now. Kakashi pulls out a light blade right in front of Kisame and it shocks him. And come back to the hidden leaf, or die on the spot right now. And Kisame goes, "To be honest, I am forever grateful and in your debt, beautiful girl. And if you allow me to," he gets down on one knee. Kisame goes, "I will pledge to protect you, Lady Hinata. I have lost my purpose on the world. I was one of the great 7 swordsmen of the Hidden Mist. Look at me now." And this shocks. And then Kakashi looks at Hinata and goes, "Well, Hinata?" And she goes, "Very well. But you need to go help. You need to make sure if you're going to protect me, you're going to protect Naruto. And Sasuke. And Sakura." And Kisame smiles and he goes, "You can bet your life on that I will. To me, Samihara." Samihara comes to Kisame, puts it on his back, and he goes, "Akatsuki member no more." Chucks his Akatsuki band down. He already got rid of the rose, but he chucks the headband down. And he goes, "I pledge myself to protecting you and your people, Hinata, Hyuga." And he looks over and he sees Naruto standing there watching Itachi and Sasuke, and they're having the best battle ever. Sasuke can't believe it. It's actually fun for him, even Itachi, because he's fully healed. He's not like he is. And unfortunately, as boss and powerful Sasuke is, he's nothing to Itachi fully healed, okay? And bear in mind, Itachi can use his Mangekyo without going blind, okay? And so there bears the question, he has the Totsuka Blade and the Yadamara. How the hell is this Sasuke, with the power of Guild Thunder, going to help fight this fella? But anyway, Itachi and Sasuke have the biggest battle, to the point where Sasuke doesn't realize, but Itachi uses his magic and his powers to enter Sasuke's mind and make it look like Sasuke successfully killed Itachi. And in doing so, Sasuke activated the Mongekyo, only ever so briefly, because the moment he activated it, the Genjutsu was broken, and when Sasuke sees Itachi, a gigantic Susanoo fist is right by Sasuke's face, and as Sasuke looks, boom, drops right on the face, knocking him out completely. Naruto appears, and when Naruto appears by Sasuke is knocked out, and Itachi looks at Naruto, and he goes, "I'm guessing you got the true message, Naruto?" And Naruto goes, "I did, I really did. And I'm guessing it worked, right?" And he goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "Kisame?" And he goes, Kisame gave up willingly, I was listening." And Itachi goes, "So Hinata can?" He goes, "Yes, Hinata can remove commandments." And this makes Itachi so happy. So happy. Naruto and Itachi goes, "Why doesn't my commandment work on you?" Naruto goes, "Little secret, I have a piece of Merlin in me. Merlin has protection from the Supreme Deity and the Demon King. So, in turn, I'm immune to all your commandments and the graces." And Kakashi goes, "I can hear that, Naruto!" Naruto laughs. And Itachi's just taking it back, and Naruto goes, "Well then, shall we go then?" And he goes, "Our demon powers?" And Naruto goes, "Well, judging by Kisame, the demon power still exists within him. He just doesn't have the commandment, that's all." And this shocks Itachi so much. And Naruto goes, "Bear in mind, Gallon of Truth resurrected in Kisame, Monspeed of reticence, reincarnated within you, Itachi." Okay, so that's why the demon powers are in you. And then Naruto goes, "But where's Dirieri?" And Itachi goes, "She's dead. She was killed." Naruto goes, "I don't know. For some reason, I don't think so." Bear in mind, Dirieri spirit's actually within, what's it called? Conan, okay? And I'm just going to change it. If it wasn't, I was meant to make it very clear, Dirieri's powers is within Conan, and Zal just hasn't killed Conan yet, okay? So that's bearing in mind. But when Itachi stays there, he buzzes out like, "Alright." So he freely gives himself, but he tells Kakashi what they need to do. And Kakashi understands. Naruto's already explained everything. Naruto got the true message, not Sasuke. And so what happens is Kakashi does a light barrier around all of them. So any Akatsuki where there was to come, or anyone, the other demons were to come in any way or range or form, were hit by an arc immediately and dead. That are all demonic. So as he holds his hands together, he goes, "Well, Naruto." Naruto goes, "I'm not doing this." And Hinata goes, "Well, then me and Sakura can. Naruto, you can help Kakashi with the barrier." Naruto goes, "Okay then." He goes, massive barrier. He does a big as, nature barrier using King's abilities. Because understand, the abilities that Naruto needs to do without shouting them are as follows: Gotha, King, Ban, and Dien. Those all four abilities are passive within Naruto's abilities. So he has the strength of a giant, and earth magic easy through Dien. Naruto can fly naturally and use all of nature's abilities and the true spirit spear freely. Naruto can use all of Ban's immortality, Ban's ability to snatch, and his hunter face abilities. Yep, and then just you guys gotta get it. And of course Gotha, mind control. Those are all his passive abilities. The abilities he needs to always focus and control are Merlin, Meliodas, and Eskimos, okay? That's what Naruto always has to bear in mind. So as Naruto and Kakashi creates a barrier over the whole area of the old Uchiha hideout, Zetsu instantly comes out and sees it, and he quickly sees Kisame with Hinata. Well, Kisame over there, he's like, and he leaves immediately. He goes back to Zeldris and he tells them, he goes, "Kisame and Itachi have defected. They are with the Hidden Leaf Village as we speak." And this catches Obito's guard. Zeldris, he gets so angry, so angry, to the point he does the same thing as he does to Lucille when Ludicil does their attack on Zeldris in canon when he meets Merlin. Well, Zeldris is going to do the same attack where he shoots the energy back at Naruto and destroying the area, and as this big black energy appears over the blinding light of Kakashi, it hits, and Kakashi's perfect light barrier is holding. Okay, Naruto didn't make a perfect cube yet. He hasn't thought about it yet. But Kakashi tells them, with Naruto's help, that they can hold the barrier long enough for the transplant to go through. But then Zeldris starts to use his Demon King powers, and they instantly begin to break through Kakashi's barrier. And so Naruto goes perfect cube. When Naruto does a perfect cube over all of them, Zeldris' beam hits Naruto's attack, hits Naruto's perfect cube, and as it hits Naruto's perfect cube, Naruto does a full counter and reflects Zeldris' attack back at him. Now bear in mind, this is an enraged Zeldris, okay? An enraged Zeldris. So when the attack reflects back on him, he gets hit badly, okay? Badly. And what happens is the Hidden Rain village gets destroyed by that attack. And this is what prompts Nagato to attack Konoha because of it. Because Naruto's full counter hit Zeldris and destroyed all of the Hidden Rain village. All that's left is Pain, and Konan and Obito. When they all stand there, Pain is so furious, so angry. And this is Nagato Pain, not the 6 pains, the 6 parts of Pain. This is Nagato Pain, and so he's so angry. And as he releases and shouts, and this sort of primal roar, his Rinnegan abilities just mixed with the magic causes a gigantic, like planetary cataclysm, much similar to the Ten Tails. And Naruto senses, all of them sense this, and they need to go. Sakura finished the eye transplant, and Hinata instantly healed them both without even trying. Sasuke wakes up and sees Itachi, and he's angry, but then Naruto uses hijack to show Itachi's mind. After that all gets cleared, Sasuke punches Naruto for telling him, saying that he lied to him. Gives Naruto a hug as a friend for thanking him for saving his brother, and tells him that they all need to go now. Itachi even says that. And so what happens is Sasuke grabs Sakura and they're about to go, but Naruto goes, "We have no time." Naruto goes, "Sacred treasure, hold on." Okay, he goes, the boss son of gluttony, Merlin, uses the full power of his one, and he snaps his finger, teleports them all into the Hidden Leaf. When he gets back to the Hidden Leaf, the entire area of the Hidden Leaf is shaking. Earthquakes, everything, the works, outside the Hidden Leaf, okay? And when Naruto and the thing, Jiraiya's like, "Naruto, Kakashi, all of you guys, you made it just back in time." And when they see Kisame and Itachi, Naruto hijacks Jiraiya's mind and then shoots his hijack ability over the entire Hidden Leaf village to make them all know what has happened. And as Jiraiya and them all find out about Itachi, the Uchiha, everything, this sets in motion things that Danzo was not waiting for. But this goes down. The Pain is furious. Pain is absolutely furious, and so what happens is all 4 Graces meet on top of the Hokage office. Actually, first Kakashi and Tsunade and Jiraiya all there. Naruto come with them with his team, and as they go down, a massive black energy is felt. Presence of absolute darkness is felt. Now bear in mind, Nagato's leaving the other Pains to go grab all the tail beasts, and all the other tail beasts have been captured but Killer Bee and Gaara. Gaara has a really powerful spell over the Hidden Sand Village. Well, actually it's no longer the Hidden Sand, it is the Hidden Sand Village, but it's actually like a bloody forest of greenery and life over all the land of wind. Naruto changed it. But because of that, the magic of the Hidden Sand Village is strong enough for Gaara to repel attack after attack, and so all 6 Pains have to slowly but surely go through it together. But what they want to do is the main goal, the main objective for all the Pains is to get back at the Hidden Leaf for what they just did to the Hidden Rain. And so what happens is Naruto them all in the village ready and waiting, and then hundreds of millions of these flaming things come out of the air. Hundreds of millions of them fall through the sky. And as they hit the barrier that Tsunade made, they instantly, let's just say there are millions and millions of magic amped paper bombs. And so these are big and these are blowing up everywhere, landing like rain. And Konan's sitting in the air using the ability to flow through, but she's using her abilities that Darieri does, her star combo. For each of these paper bombs they consecutively hit, they increase. So she's using that ability that way. And so these paper bombs are slowly but surely wearing down the barrier that Tsunade has placed on, and she even explains that too. And Naruto goes, "That's Darieri." "Itachi!" Naruto screams out for Itachi. Itachi realizes that too. Everyone's all ready. Itachi looks at him and he feels Darieri within Konan. And then Itachi opens his hands up and does a hellfire blade, a bird, and shoots it right at out of the Hidden Leaf, and it goes right through the barrier and it almost consumes Konan. But Konan immediately evaporates into multiple papers everywhere and spins away. And Itachi smiles and goes, "That's definitely her." And Kakashi goes, "Well then, we got nothing. We got no time to waste." Jiraiya goes, "I second that." Jiraiya instantly, he goes, "I activate the grace of water, ocean." And Jiraiya instantly makes a gigantic dragon, like a water dragon, and begins to spreads them out like veins everywhere, destroying all of the paper bombs as much as they can, stopping them from doing more damage than they need to, because they're slowly but surely getting through the barrier, the wind barrier. And so when Jiraiya starts to come in and use his grace, this is where people start to believe it's on, it's truly on. And then what happens is the 6 paths of pain all arrive at the Hidden Leaf before Obito and the true pain can come. Now when the 6 paths of pain comes, they all do their individual abilities, but they are bolstered and amped up by magic. So by all default and account, all of these pains can all do the same abilities as each other, okay? So one of them can be in the Naraka path, like, you know what I mean? So even if there's one more pain left, they can all reform and make another. They can all reform and regrow thanks to the power of Nagato, or the hex that he is. And so as the pains are outside the village, they do all their summonings and attack from outside. The Ashura path actually is the one that gets right through the barrier and actually shoots a pure beam of energy right through, destroying the barrier and blowing up a lot of the homes. And this allows for the animal summonings and all that to go through, and they rush through. Now these are just not normal animal summonings. There's like 50 giant bulls, 20 rhinos, 13 eagles. Like all of these creatures, like, it's ridiculous how much the magic had amplified them. And what happens is Zeldris is just watching on. He knows he needs this opportunity to make Naruto weak now, to take his Rinnegan and to take his powers. He needs this now. And so as he's watching on, the 8 pains begin to fight. Sorry, the 6 pains begin to fight, taking out Shinobi left, right, and center. Demons begin to invade the Hidden Leaf. Unfortunately for Zeldris, he didn't realize that the Hokage actually asked for a little help. So Naruto snaps his finger, and bear in mind, he's not using Merlin's powers, okay? He's using his own Merlin powers, not the Merlin from Arthur's world properly. So Naruto clicks his fingers and teleports a whole regiment of hidden sand, Shinobi, and stuff like that, just to help. Gaara's there as well, and he tells him he's there to help. He does a massive vortex that pushed him out. But this is what Obito wanted. Obito teleported right behind Gaara and grabbed Gaara, placed his hand on him, and teleported Gaara within his realm. Sasuke and Naruto sees it, and they rush to go get Obito. Obito laughs right at their face. It disappears immediately, like, please. And then Naruto and Sasuke land there, and Naruto's furious. Very furious. And so is Sasuke. Sasuke activates his Eternal Mangekyo for the first time, and so does Itachi. They both use the Eternal Mangekyo within this battle to take out all the summoning monsters, all the summoning creatures. Hinata uses her ability to try at least do good, but she does get good all over the Hidden Leaf. She heals them all, makes sure they get better. And Sakura uses her super strength, to smack down demons, because she's enhanced by her magic, so she's much more stronger. And so as this power is going down, the pains are watching Naruto. Naruto's just standing there. He's deep within his emotion. He's unsure whether he's going to contemplate things in an angry, evil, violent, hatred way. But Naruto just looks down, and as he looks down, his power envelops him. His power burns up around him, but not in a bad way. Naruto realizes what he needs to do. And as he looks up, he begins to fight straight away. He goes to fight all the 6 pains, and they all put up a mean fight. Each of them can use Almighty Push. Each of them can do Planetary Devastation. Each of them can use Ashura Path and all that, summoning. So this puts a big twist on Naruto. But unfortunately for them, they can't absorb Naruto's power, especially his Sunshine. That's a power you cannot absorb. And this is what Naruto's going to use to his benefit. Naruto instantly looks at Kakashi. Kakashi realizes what Naruto's about to do. Kakashi raises the sword up, lifts it up in the air, and a big light, blinding light, pushes everything away except for those that are innocent within the Hidden Leaf. And just for a brief moment, every enemy that's within the Hidden Leaf gets pushed out of the Hidden Leaf. Naruto summons the sacred treasure Aldan, and Naruto snaps his finger and teleports all the citizens out immediately. And as Naruto does that, he actually used a lot of energy, so the sacred treasure disappears. And then what happens is one of the Ashura paths has shot one of the pains has shot like one of the Ashura beams at Naruto, and as Naruto looks at it, he's about to hit him. But Naruto smiles, grabs a kunai and does full counter. He uses full counter to reflect it straight at the pain, and as the attack's about to hit him, he instantly switches from the astral path to the one that absorbs chakra, and as he begins to absorb it, Naruto appears behind it, puts a place of sunshine right on his back, and he goes, interesting use of power, but here, I got this for you. And as the pains look at Naruto goes, it's called sunshine. Boom! Cruel sun! The cruel sun that grows out of Naruto's hand envelops the entire area. Bear in mind, Naruto can allow himself to be consumed by the sun, it does nothing to him. And as Naruto explodes into the one form, bear in mind this is not high noon yet. This is still early in the morning. So Naruto has a big ass cruel sun and wiped out 3 pains immediately. And Naruto goes, now do the honor, as you done mine. I will show you my full power. You better show me yours before you die. Naruto holds his hand up in the air and he goes, for I am going to be using this Rasengan. And Naruto powers up his Rasengan within his cruel sun and goes, let's see what you do now. And he chucks the cruel sun at them, and as it goes down, all of the rest of the 3 pains puts their hands together and they do a real powerful almighty push. And this almighty push blasts the village much similar to what Tendo Pain does, but it directs it and pushes the cruel sun at Naruto and pushes Naruto out of the village. And they direct it, and as all 3 pains are about to do it, 2 pains completely drop, disintegrate into dust. All that is left now is Tendo Pain. Tendo stands there and looks up and goes, well, if he hasn't died yet, then I'll extract the tail beast swell him. I can't sense it though. And this moment that happens, Hinata comes down and uses Arc to place Pain and instantly throws him away because she's so upset. And what happens is Estarosia / Tendo Pain, well, Tendo at the moment, begins to laugh and Hinata begins to fight him. And so does Kakashi begins to fight him. And Jiraiya is too busy fighting all the summoner. He's too busy. He's busy doing so much, and so is Tsunade. But the ones that, Itachi and Sasuke are also doing. Everyone's preoccupied. Okay, so Kakashi is giving his all, but Zelda is just Pain is just too powerful, and he can't hate Pain because he'll be stricken by the commandment. So this places a problem for Kakashi, and he has to always be on the defensive, and it's not good, especially in a fight with this. Until the point where kicks Kakashi right in the face, uses Almighty Pull and slams Kakashi onto the ground, and as Kakashi gets slammed onto the ground, a spike goes right through his chest, and he's like, oh! And Pain's like, you have the power of grace, you'll be fine. And what he does is he bends that spike down, and he goes, but you're going nowhere. Now where's that brat Naruto Uza? And then Naruto comes down, he goes, he was shot in the sky by Tendo and all the 3 other pains, but as Naruto's rocking down at max speed down there, Naruto is reaching high noon, but he's at his near powerful, he's in perfect assault mode, and Tendo sees this and he does an almighty push. Naruto immediately punches Tendo's face, hitting the ground, blowing up the entire area as if, Naruto did a mini tail beast bomb, obliterating the Tendo Pain body. But then Naruto feels his pull. Naruto's, huh? And he feels this almighty pull. Boom! Naruto gets pulled miles away. Obito is watching Conan's like, huh? Naruto gets pulled right out of the village. He's soaring across mountains, breaking them, everything. And then Naruto gets really close to a big ass tree. Naruto, all he feels is instantly, he gets directed to the ground. Naruto hits the ground with so much force, and then he instantly hears planetary devastation. And as Naruto he doesn't realize that, but he's actually been pulled into the air and held into a gravity well. All he can feel is the weight of himself being increasing. And so as Naruto's being pinned, Naruto's like in there. Nagato is now using his full power. Now he's activated his darkness. He's walked off his back thingy, so he can walk now. And he flies up out of his broken tree and looks at Naruto, and he does it real powerful. He goes, with the power that I have, I can easily mirror the Sage of Six Paths seal. And he puts his hands together and goes, full power, planetary devastation. And he does full power magical Renegon, 10 Commandment, demon powered, bloody planetary devastation. And as this goes down, Naruto's inside, being pushed down. He's trying to break through. And Naruto's trying to do absolute cancel, but it's not working. And realizing that this is a chakra-based magic attack as well, so Naruto knows that what he needs to do. Naruto focuses properly. keeping his Meliodas power activated, he focuses properly on Escanor. Now, unfortunately for everyone that knows this, it is reaching high noon, like near high noon to Naruto is almost at that point. Actually, Naruto is at that point. The moment he deactivates Meliodas, the gigantic ball of, like, the entire planetary devastation turns into molten lava. Thanks to the heat emanating from Naruto's abilities, the One. And as Naruto walks out of this planetary devastation as a really bulky fireman, all Nagato can remember is Estarosa's fear of this power. And as Naruto looks down, the cruel sun's behind him. Naruto jumps up and appears right by Pain. And as Pain looks at Naruto grabs Nagato and slams him into the ground so hard, and Naruto begins to truly beat down on Naruto so bad that Naruto is not dead. Naruto don't kill him. He pulls his punches. He knows he needs them. But he beats down Nagato so hard that even though he has Estarosa's powers, it's going to take him time to heal. Okay? And so Nagato's on the ground, Naruto standing there as the One, and he goes, "So you're the leader of the Akatsuki. Now you know what it's like to go against a true god." Naruto's fully in that pride mode, you know? And then he stands over Estarosa slash Pain. A big puddle of water comes. Naruto was about to drop Rita on top of Pain, but Jiraiya comes and goes, "No, Naruto, no." And Naruto, but Sensei goes, "Naruto." Naruto retracts Rita and says to Pain, "My love for Jiraiya is the only reason why you're alive, Naruto." Naruto instantly powers down Escanor's abilities. And this actually makes him, he's like, "Whew, okay, that's what the One feels like." Whew. Naruto felt like a god for a brief moment, like he understood that nothing mattered. He can kill everything. But what happens is Jiraiya calmed Naruto down and pretty much healed Pain, and they both together did a talk no jutsu, Jiraiya and Naruto. And Nagato brings back everyone that was dead and sacrifices majority of his powers, but this time this Nagato don't die, he actually lives. But Nagato explains that the Hidden Rain village was attacked by an attack sent by me, Naruto. And Naruto goes, "Strange, because I was attacked by someone from that village as well. That's why I came back to there. I didn't realize. If I knew that, I thought it was like every other time." And Nagato's shocked, you know. And as Jiraiya, Naruto, and Nagato talk, Konan appears and Itachi appears. When Itachi appears right in front of Kakashi and sees Konan is shocked because the power of Derriere is deep within her. She didn't actually really realize that. And when Kakashi sees it, he goes, "Hey." And this actually shocks Konan. And this makes Nagato smile, like he gets it, Derriere, Monspeed. But as they stand there and look over, Obito's floating in the air, and he's holding all of the commandments in his hands, but the three that's in front of him. But the three that's in front of him, Itachi's, Konan, and Pain's. As you see, he goes, "Well, I guess playtime's over then." And he holds the commandments in his hands. He goes, he fuses all the commandments he has within himself, and he tells him, "The end of the end is near. Your end anyway." And as Naruto stares at Zeldris, and all of them stare at Zeldris manifesting into this new form, that's when we're going to leave this one off, guys. I hope you liked this. Please like and subscribe. Leave your comments down below. Leave the bell notification on so you guys can be the first to get my new content. And follow me on Instagram, to which I'll leave the link in the description below. But I hope you liked it, guys. Yeah, sorry about that. That took so long, but I'll do better, okay, guys? But yeah, as usual, guys, this is Dr. Kahu saying peace.